Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Captain J Baisch, if you don't know me. I've been a fishing guide here in Merle's Inlet for most of my life. I'm 20 years professionally, and now I own Baisch Boys Bait and Tackle. Now you know my credentials, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over how to throw a cast net. Like I said, I throw a cast net probably more than anybody I know, so I'm gonna give you all a quick lesson on how I throw a cast net and why I use the kind I use. Before that, let's go over the components of what makes up a cast net here. So basically, this is a lead line. It's about 20 feet long. Where we catch bait here in the inlet, I'm catching bait in 2 to 6 to 8 feet water. So 20 foot of lead line's plenty. It gives me enough line to get it away from my body and to sink. Cast nets, if you go to deep hole, there's nets that come with 40, 50 foot of line. But for the application of we're going through, 20 foot of line's plenty. And this is a 7-foot net with 3/8 mesh. Nets also come in many different mesh sizes. 3/8 is what size squares these are right here. So that way a fish that's bigger than that will not get gilled, or a shrimp that's smaller than that will pass through the net without you catching it. 3/8 net is what I recommend. 1/2-inch net, you end up gilling a lot of mullet. 1/2-inch works really good if you're going for eating size shrimp, or you want it to sink faster. You gotta always remember, the denser the mesh, the slower the net sinks. 1/4-inch mesh, you catch almost everything in its path, but it sinks very slow, so anything that's big enough can swim out from under it before it gets down to them. So this is a good compromise. Cast nets now come with all different lead options. These are actual lead. I still use the lead. There's ones that are real heavy plastic. It's a steel coated ball. Anything's gonna work if you're in 2, 3, 4 foot of water, but once you start getting down into 6 and 8 foot of water, I definitely recommend pure lead. This particular net is 3/4 of a pound of lead per foot around the whole radius of the net. This right here is called the horn. Horns also come in a bunch of different sizes. Definitely pay attention to the horn of the net before you buy it, because a lot of companies use a horn with a bigger hole. And sometimes if you're catching shrimp, the shrimp like to run up to the top, and if you have a bigger hole in the horn, a lot of the bait will escape on you. So definitely pay attention to the size hole of the horn. If you're catching mullet, long-nosed killifish, the size of the hole of the horn doesn't matter as much, because most of the bait doesn't run right up to the horn. But like I said, for shrimp, that small hole in the horn makes a big difference. So there's the basic components. Let's go over how to throw this thing. There's a bunch of ways to throw it. I throw it an old school method where you load it and I use my mouth as a third point to open the net. I do not put lead in my mouth. I put a piece of rope in my mouth. There's also ways to where you put it over your arm and you throw it like a bucket of water. It takes more time to load. And when I catch bait, I have to load really fast. So this is the fastest method to load and throw the net, okay? So I'm right-handed. I'm gonna attach the lead line to my right hand, and I'm gonna ball it and hold it all in my right hand. And then I'm gonna grab the horn of the net, stretch it up, and with my right hand, I'm gonna grab the rope and the net waist high. And all this, I kind of hold up and let flop down. Make sure you never have anything hanging lower than the weights of the net, because when you open it, the weight will grab whatever's hanging lower than the net. So make sure all the net and all the rope is higher than the netting or the lead lines when you grab it at your waist. My right hand, because I'm right-handed, is gonna be the arm that propels the net away from me. The right hand is gonna be where the strength comes from to push it. My left hand is gonna be the arm that opens it with my mouth to make 3 points to open this thing. So basically, first, I pull it to make sure it's not tangled. A tangled net will never throw. Once your net gets a little used, little spaces will open up, and every now and then a lead weight will loop through another part of the net, and when you go to open it, it'll come up all weird, and you know it's not right. So just make sure the net opens right here on my right side. Grab a piece of the line in my mouth, and then I reach down the front edge. Like I said, I'm gonna use my right arm to propel it away from me, and my left arm to swing back underneath to snap it to open it. The more centrifugal force you can create, the more this net's gonna pop and get open all the way. we call pancakes. The more pancakes you're going to throw, the more centrifugal force you create. And the more bait you catch is further away from you, because most of the bait learns how far away it can be from the average cast netter. So propelling the net away from your body is very important. So here we go. Once again, in my right arm, waist high, piece of lead down the front edge. And I'm going to take a big backswing to get some momentum. And snap back like that. And that's what's going to open it up right in front of you. And like I said, then I just ball it all back up, pull it in real slow. If I'm catching shrimp, I'll actually little jerk like this to get the shrimp to pop up off the bottom. The net horn, when there's the pressure of water, is going to push down, and this is all going to ball up like this. Because the lead lines, you see there's about 20 lead lines. They're attached to different spots all the way around the net, and the net's going to bag up like this, and that's where all your bait's going to be. I net bait almost every day. I never get tired of it. I just love being out there by myself, finding a nice school of bait, throwing a nice net on them, and then I bring them back and put them in my bait tanks for my fishermen. So that's how you throw a cast net. I hope you stop by Baisch Boys Bait and Tackle. Usually either Kelly, my wife, my dad, or myself is here, unless I'm out catching bait. Stop by, we'd love to see you.